Hey, badass business owners, welcome back to the show. Why are you letting debt kill you? Why are you letting debt not just hurt you in your personal life? Why are you letting debt control your business and where your money goes before you even pay yourself? Yeah, I know I kind of just jumped right into it, but here's the thing. I have talked to a few different people this week, and you know me, when I've seen a theme, I need to talk about it. And this has to do with debt. And what happens is we go out there and we buy equipment, or we buy vehicles, or we buy tools, or we buy things that are really toys for our business. And we think, this is going to be the greatest thing. It's going to help me blow up my business. Well, you know what? That may or may not be true. But if you do it willy-nilly without having a plan, it's just silly, all right? Because you're not looking at the numbers. And this is Thursday, which means we're going to talk about numbers. And so today we're going to talk about debt. I know we're going to hit on this every once in a while. We're going to continue to bring this up because it's a message that you really need to understand. Listen, think about this. MasterCard and Visa, all right? All about getting you into debt, right? But why are they debt-free companies? Why do credit card companies try to be debt-free? And that's what they peddle. They peddle debt because they realize debt is silly. Debt does not help you. You need to bootstrap your way up in your business. Bootstrap, for those of you that have never heard of that, just means that you use the money from your business to grow your business. That's all bootstrap means, okay? Is that you start with a wrench, and then when you do a job, and then you take that job and you buy a hammer, and then you take that hammer and that wrench and you do a job, and it allows you to buy your saw, and then you take that saw, that wrench, and that hammer, and you work your way up, and you work your way up, and you work your way up, okay? It's like trading up. That's what bootstrapping in your business is. So at the end of the day, if you want some kind of piece of equipment or something for your business, you need to get to the point where the business pays for it, not where the business goes into debt for it. Now, I know there's other people out there that tell you that, you need to have debt, you need to leverage debt. Debt's going to get you in trouble. And here's why debt's going to get you in trouble. Because guess who gets paid first? It's not you. You're supposed to pay yourself first. But when you have debt, you don't get to pay yourself first, because these people can come after you. And sometimes we forget that when we have debt, the very first sales that we're doing is getting ready to go towards the debt. Now, I'm going to use an example here, okay? So bear with me. I know audio is sometimes difficult to follow along with this, but here, let's just take let's say you go out and you get something. You go get a vehicle, you go get some toy, you go get whatever. And when I say toy, I'm not saying that it's not used in the business, but ultimately it was something that seemed like a bright, shiny object, and you thought you were going to get all kinds of really good stuff out of it. So you go off and buy it. So let's just say you go off and you buy something that's going to be a $500 payment to the business every single month until you pay it off. All right. Well, and let's just also say that you have a profit line of 25%. So now you have this debt of $500, and your profit runs you 25%. That means that for a quarter of every dollar, 25% of every dollar has to be set aside for the debt before you do anything, which, by the way, because it's $500, that means that your first $2,000 in sales goes to paying the debt that you just went into, which means you have to create new sales of $2,000, not your regular $2,000 in sales, because your regular $2,000 in sales was already going towards something. So now you have to net. Can you see how this kind of hurts? Because what happens is people go, I can do $2,000, no problem. Yeah, but you were doing that same $2,000 before. Any piece of equipment, anything you add to your business should be adding value to your business. This needs to be additional sales to your business. So when you're looking at this debt, you have to look at the monthly payment and what your profit percentage is, and then figure out how much sales you need to do, and then add that on top of what you normally do. Can you see why this can become crazy? Now, it's one thing if it's a $50 payment. Now, I'm not saying that you should go do it, because once again, I still don't want you in debt, but there's a big difference between a $50 payment a month and a $500 payment a month, or a $300 payment a month. folks, I'm looking at some businesses that have gotten themselves into $25,000 to $100,000 in debt because of vehicles, because of equipment, because of things that they just had to have in order to grow the business. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to have a time when you need a piece of equipment or something to be able to do the business, but you have to run the numbers. For example, let's take that same business at 25%. Let's just say there's some $10,000 item out there that they just got to have because, oh my gosh, this is going to totally revolutionize my business. It's going to make things 10 times easier, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Once again, at 25% profit line, that product, that thing that they just bought has to create $40,000 of additional business. And that's just to break even. Okay. It has to create $40,000 of additional sales at the same 25% gross margin rate to just break even. Now, if that business is only doing, say, $100,000 in sales, is it really going to allow this business to jump to $140,000 just to break even because of this particular item? And, one of the things you've got to look at too is, what's the lifespan of that? Because if it's going to take you 2 years to create that $40,000 of additional sales and the thing breaks down at the end of the 2 years, didn't you just net zero? Because if it's got a 2-year shelf life to it and it takes you 2 years to break even on it at the rate you're going, all you did is create more business. You didn't create more profit. You created more sales, you created more hustle for yourself, but it didn't necessarily give you that additional profit boost. Everything you do has to give you that additional profit. Now, I'm not saying don't buy that, but what I'm saying is maybe you should put away $200 to $300 a month until you can save up the money to buy that product or service, because now going forward, you're reinvesting back in that business. You're not paying the debt first. So I'm not saying don't buy stuff. That's not what I'm saying, so please do not hear that. But I'm telling you, when you pay cash for something, you look at it very differently. All right. You look at it differently. Do I need all the bells and whistles? Do I need the upgraded version of this? Or do I just need this basic one? You do your homework better. If you've ever been debt free or you're really controlling your debt, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When it's cash coming out of your hand, you look at it differently. That's why these credit card companies make so much money, because think about it. When you have a $20 bill in your pocket, it's so hard for you to break that 20. You think twice before you buy anything. But let's just say, if it says, I don't know, let's just say it's $14. Now you have a card and you have cash. When you give the $20 bill, that $14 sucks, because then all of a sudden you look at $5 that you get back and it goes, wow, was it really worth the 17? I only got my, or 14, whatever. I got my $5 back. Whereas when we do it with our card, it's painless. Okay, it's painless. We swipe our card, we move on. We don't think about it until we look at our bank account. There's a reason why casinos change your money over to chips. They change your money from cash to chips because they know that if you're putting out $100 bills or $50 bills or $20 bills, it's going to feel differently. Okay, it's different when we put the money in as cash versus when we do it as chips. It's a different feel. So same thing with that. It gives you a false impression that you're doing better than what you're doing. So I just wanted to take a few minutes, and I wanted to really just make sure that any money that you're spending in your business is that you do it through a bootstrapping way. You make sure that you save up the money, then you go get it, or you do a hybrid where it's maybe half, and then you pay half cash, but you get that thing paid off really quick. But listen, when you're already starting in the hole, some of you guys, I get why you bought what it is that you bought, but did it really add value? Did it really increase your sales so dramatically you absolutely had to have it? Or is it something that you just had to have and it's sitting over in the corner gathering dust, or it's sitting in your garage and it's full of cobwebs? Now, some of you just thought of an item that you did exactly that. All right. So all I'm saying is we're smarter businessmen and women right now. We're looking at things differently. We're using our business numbers to identify what's the things that we need and absolutely need to have. Remember, there's a difference between a need and a want. Just because you want that fancy, shiny thing doesn't mean you need that fancy, shiny thing. You know what? If you're going to be a handyman, yeah, you absolutely have to have a hammer. That's different. You don't need, and yeah, you probably need a level, but you don't need the fanciest level that's out there. So sometimes what happens is we want that bright, shiny thing. We all need a vehicle Okay. But you need a vehicle that goes from A to B. You don't necessarily need a vehicle that can thump really bad, has shiny, big old chrome wheels. And, I look at some of the trucks that people are in. It's like, just because I can, I go out and I get the best looking truck that's out there and really shiny. And I'm a truck lover. So trust me, I look at some trucks and I just smile because those things are amazing, especially what they do on the inside and everything else. But for a work truck, come on. You haul around crap and garbage and junk and tools and everything else. You don't need a big, bright, shiny, brand new 2020, 2021 truck to be able to do that. No, you need a truck that might be 2015, 2016 that you can beat the crap out of and you're going to get another 5 years out of. That's the difference. Okay. I just want you guys to be smarter about your money. I want you to not be going into debt for things that you don't need to really be going into debt over. All right. Use your business numbers, make them work. And if it works out, great. I'm not saying don't have it. I'm just saying you don't need to go in debt to be able to have the things that you want to have for your business. And you need to be a smart business owner, because a smart business owner will say, is this the right business purchase? I can tell I'm rattling. I'm just preaching at this point, and I don't want to keep doing that. But please just make sure you run the numbers for anything that you need to purchase for the business. Make sure it's going to have a payoff. Make sure you use the percentage of your profit for your business. Grab that P&L, look at your percentage that you typically run for your profits, and divide it into your sales or what the cost of this item is. So that way you can make sure that you are spending your money wisely. All right. So if ever in doubt, you can reach out to me and we can run the numbers. But ultimately, you need to get with your CPA, get with whoever helps you out. Just make sure that item makes sense for you. All right. With that, I am out of here, and I will talk to you on the next episode. Know your numbers. Know your numbers. It's Thursday. Know your business numbers. Stop making excuses. Bye. Hey, before you go, if you're looking to learn more about your business numbers, then check out the Know Your Business Numbers course, where we take a deeper dive into the key numbers, the calculations, the reports that will help you take your business to the next level. My mission is to help everyone love their business numbers. Yes, even including those of you that hate math. So much profit is hidden inside of your business numbers, and I want you to create some awesome profits. So check out the link in the show notes, or head on over to the knowyourbusinessnumberscourse.com. Once again, knowyourbusinessnumberscourse.com. Come join me. Let's go ahead and work on building your profits.